Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today our topic of discussion is about India's nomination for 2020 World Heritage List. So actually India has nominated two places, we have given two nominations for 2020 World Heritage List. So in this lecture we'll discuss about those nominations as well as what is the criteria to nominate and to be selected as World Heritage Site. For my video updates and queries, you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. Now see what is the relevance of this topic in your exams. It will be covered in your mains paper 1, Arts and Culture, like important international institutions, agencies, their structure, mandate, etc. At objective level, you should know about these World Heritage Sites in India, and the convention, significance and the selection of these sites. Now see why it is in news, in what context today we are studying this, because recently the Minister of State of Culture and Tourism, they have informed Lok Sabha that India has submitted two nominations, namely one is your Dholavira or Harappan city and monuments and forts of Deccan Sultanate for inclusion in the World Heritage List of the year 2020. So even last year 2019, Government of Madhya Pradesh has submitted the proposal of group of monuments at Mandu. Before going forward, let me tell you, flat 70% off on our Holi, that is our Holi sale. If you wish to buy any pen drive and Android course, you can get this flat 70% off. For additional information, you can visit our website or you can call on these numbers. And the people who are watching our videos and have not subscribed our channel, you can just hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any important video update. Now see, talking about what is a World Heritage Site. So see, World Heritage Site is basically a place on earth having a special cultural or physical significance and outstanding universal value to the humanity. So see, this is very important to know. A heritage site could be a building, it could be a city, it could be a complex, desert, forest, right, island, lake, a mountain, a monument, anything. It can be anything. So to define it, you can say a World Heritage Site, it is a landmark or area selected by UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, for having cultural and historical, scientific or other forms of significance which is legally protected by the international treaties. Now they have been inscribed on the World Heritage List that it is to be protected for future generations to appreciate and enjoy. Now see who lists World Heritage Sites. So World Heritage, this site is listed by UNESCO, as I told you. So the International World Heritage Site Program, they administered by UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So there is WHC, World Heritage Committee. Okay, they establish the sites to be listed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this World Heritage Committee, it is responsible for the implementation of World Heritage Convention. So basically it is composed of various state parties which are elected by General Assembly of States Parties for a 4-year term. Now how is this selected? How the World's Heritage Site is selected? Before we talk about those two places that India has nominated, you should know about this criteria. See, first step would be very simple, that the nomination of the site by the respective government of the country, at least they need to tell what you need to nominate. Then the site should have outstanding universal value for World Heritage nomination. Then to determine this OUV, that is outstanding universal value for World Heritage nomination, there are 10 enlisted criteria. So the proposed nomination must satisfy at least one of these 10 criteria. We'll talk about these 10 criteria in detail. Then this nomination file is then evaluated by International Council of Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union. So these bodies then make their recommendations to the World Heritage Committee. The committee, it meets once per year to determine whether or not to inscribe each nominated property on World Heritage List, and sometimes they actually defer also the decision to request more information from the country which the this nomination has come. Now coming to this criteria, what are these criteria? See, first is to represent a masterpiece of human creative genius. Second is to exhibit a very important interchange of human values over a span of time or within a cultural area of the world on developments. It could be in architecture, technology, monumental arts, town planning, landscape design, etc. Third is to bear a unique or at least exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or to civilization which is living or which has actually disappeared. So it can be existing, it can be non-existing, that it has disappeared over the period of time. Then fourth is to be an outstanding example of a type of building, architectural or technological assemble or landscape which illustrate that there are significant stages in the human history. Then to be an outstanding example of traditional human settlement, land use, sea use, etc. Then there are another. Fifth is, okay, so this is sixth. To be directly or tangibly associated with events or living traditions, for example, with ideas, with beliefs, with artistic literary works. Then to contain superlative natural phenomena, to be outstanding example of representing major stages of Earth's history. Then another two are the ecological and biological processes in the evolution, and last to be the natural habitats for in situ conservation of biological diversity. So these are the criteria. So let's see, we'll discuss the two more that India has nominated this year. Do they satisfy this criteria? Definitely they satisfy. That is why India has nominated. First is Dholavira. This is a Harappan city. The city of Dholavira, it is located in Khadir Island of Rann of Kutch, Gujarat. So it belonged to, see, mature Harappan phase. So it is showing some stage, right? So it was excavated by R.S. Bhisht in 1985. So this site, as you can see in the picture, it demonstrates a very highly organized system of town planning with perfected proportions, street pattern and an efficient water conservation system. So it supported life more than 1200 years, that is 3000 BCE to 1800 BCE, okay, against the harsh and hot arid climate. So the water conservation methods of Dholavira are very unique, and these are the measures as one of the most efficient systems of the ancient world. And here you can see the presence of 3-tier zonation is there, you can find. That means it comprises of distinct upper, middle and lower town. So, you know, in upper there would be citadel, in middle there would be street pattern. The towns are enclosed by lower town which has narrower streets. So it distinguishes the city of Dholavira from other metropolises of the Indus Valley civilization. Another nomination is, okay, so whatever I've told you, it is again in this slide. Another nomination, second nomination is monument. So see here the monuments and the forts of Deccan Sultanate. So the monuments in the Deccan Sultanate, they demonstrate a very, very important thing, that is the convergence of national, international styles of, one is your Islamic architecture and their intersections with the prevalent Hindu architecture of the period southern India at that time, right? So it comprises of 4 components. So these 4 components are Bahmani monuments at Gulbarga, Karnataka, then Bahmani and Barid Shahi monuments at Bidar, Karnataka, then Adil Shahi monuments at Bijapur, Karnataka, Qutub Shahi monuments at Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So in next slides you can see the pictures. So these are the respective pictures only. But let me tell you in detail about this Bahmani monuments at Gulbarga, Karnataka. So these primarily comprises of, there is a Gulberg fort, there is a fort with the great mosque. So it also comprises of a mosque and in the fort, and this great mosque is in the fort, and Jami Masjid and the Haft Gumbar complex with 7 tombs. So 7 tombs are also there. Gulbarg was like first capital of Bahmani dynasty. Next is your Bahmani and Barid Shahi monuments of Bidar. So it includes the monuments of Bidar which are dating from 15th to early 16th centuries. So it comprises of Bidar Fort, Okay, so there is Bidar Fort again, there is Madrasa Mahmud Gawan, there is Bahamani tombs, that's Asthur and Barid Shahi tombs. So here the significant feature of Bidar, okay, we are talking here about the Bidar. The significant feature of Bidar is the sophisticated system of gates, right? And the gates over the water channels also that can be used when required to flood segments of the moat and thus preserve water. Third is your Adil Shahi monuments at Bijapur, Karnataka. So these monuments, they date from 15th to late 17th centuries. So these are assemble of around 80 small and big monuments. They include fortifications, gates, water system, tanks, several mosques and tombs, right? So the most remarkable monument within the fort include Gol Gumbaz, okay, Gol Gumbaz, which is the second largest dome in the world. Last is Qutub Shahi monuments. Fourth component is Qutub Shahi monuments at Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So it comprises of your Golconda Fort, Qutub Shahi tombs and Charminar that actually symbolizes the Qutub Shahi dynasty. This Golconda, it is a fortified citadel and an early capital city of Qutub Shahi dynasty also. And here the tombs that you are finding of Qutub Shahi, they are complex, they are comprised of tombs of the royal family. So tombs of royal families are there, and along with them the officials who were faithfully, who served them, they are also there. So this is all about like Indus Valley. This is the times of Indus Valley civilization. So talking about Indus Valley civilization, which is now more popularly referred to as Harappan Civilization after Harappa, because you know that this is the first of its site which was excavated in 1920s by the British archaeologist Sir Mortimer Wheeler. You should remember the name. This is very important for your MCQ, Mortimer Wheeler. Okay. And then Harappan civilization, you know, it emerged on the banks of river Indus in the second half of the 3rd millennium. And then Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, the two major sites of the civilization, are among the earliest and finest example of urban civic planning. Now, what are the benefits when a site is listed as World Heritage Site? So, see, when the site is inscribed on World Heritage List, the resulting prestige often helps raise awareness among citizens and the governments for heritage preservation. Then obviously you get a lot of funds to improve the place, to preserve the place for the future generation to cherish their history, right? So this is all about today's lecture, where we discussed about World Heritage Sites, what are the criteria and what are the latest nominations by the Indian government. So if you have any queries, you can contact me on social media, or you can just ping me on Telegram. So my PDF is also available on Telegram, that is t.me Veronica_om, or you can just search Veronica StudyIQ. Thank you.